is probably the best place I can get you. Is that better? No, not really. Hi. Okay. Welcome. Welcome to the Yap Diaries. Yeah, that works. Hi. So, I have a tendency to ramble, and I don't know about you, but I actually quite enjoy just like listening to someone have a yap sometimes. You know, it gets me out of my own head to like hear someone else talk, just to sometimes keep me company or to send me to sleep. Actually, that's, often to send me to sleep. So I thought I would just, I'm about to clean my shower. And so, I want to have a yap, have a one-way conversation, if you will. Although, please feel free to comment if you have anything to say. But yeah, you can just listen along as I clean my shower and have a yap about all the things that are on my mind. And if you do want to know a little bit more about me, I have started posting some reels as well, because I have opinions about life and women and loving ourselves and being kind to ourselves, but then also by being kind to ourselves, using that as a tool to want more. It's like being ambitious through kindness. Does that make sense? Let's go through it. Anyway, I'm using bleach because I don't like mold in my shower. I hope it's not too echoey for you in here. It might be. Also, that's my butt, but I'm hoping you can still hear me because I'm new to this YouTube thing. But it takes practice, right? That's what they say. A bit of practice makes perfect, and I'm just hoping by starting, I can get myself out there. You know what I mean? So this is me starting anyway. Kindness, motivation. I think, a little bit of context, a little bit of background about me. I have spent almost my whole life believing that I was not enough, using food as a emotional regulator, and then because of that, just maybe not achieving the things that I wanted to because exercise was punishment and food was, as I said, emotional regulation. And so neither really brought me any true joy. Even the joy from food was temporary because it always came at an emotional cost. And one day I did come across this video and it's really stuck with me ever since. It was on the Diary of a CEO, which I know is complicated. Morally, he's maybe not someone that's for everyone. But the guest that he had on, I thought was fantastic. And I will link it, just in case anybody out there actually watches or listens to this. And then you can maybe go and listen to it for yourself. Anyway, what she spoke about was being kind to yourself. We're often our own biggest critics. And if you're also the eldest daughter, or just a woman in general, you probably set yourself to an impossible standard, and even when you achieve a new thing, it's only a temporary high before you move the goalpost and set yourself a new goal. Anyway, all of that to say, the thing that she spoke about was how she herself went through quite a journey and had her own sense of self-discovery. And sorry, I'm getting used to this whole talking thing, like just thought to mouth, But anyway, how by being kind to yourself, you're more likely to actually stick to whatever you're trying to achieve, because I just feel like there's only so long you can hate yourself for. Which probably really lends itself to the whole yo-yoing effect, which I have definitely struggled with for a really long time. But I dare say, for the past few years, I've been reasonably consistent with going to the gym. I've informed myself a lot nutritionally, and I think the biggest achievement that I've made is the fact that, let me look at you for this, I like myself crazy. I really just put a lot of effort into learning to like myself. And I think, I really achieved that step by step. But now, when I think of food, I think of it as this beautiful thing that I get to do every day to nourish myself and feed myself, and how cool is that? Every day I am feeding my body and making changes and growing muscle and healing my gut and, absorbing micronutrients and it really does feel like when you start loving your body, it starts loving you back. And let me say, what a privilege to say that, because I know so many people do have issues with their body beyond their control, whether that's PCOS or intolerances or whatever it might be. And I can only imagine that adds an extra layer of complication. But all of this to say that food is really cool. Food can be magic. I don't know, this is going to sound a little bit silly, but I actually think one of the things that's helped me create a bit of joy around food is thinking of myself as a kitchen witch. Every meal I make is a potion, and the goal of that magic is to heal my body. The goal of that magic is to make my muscles grow. The goal of that magic is to heal my gut. If you haven't heard about fiber maxing at this point, Please look it up. I don't know that I'm fiber maxing per se, but I am very grateful for the fact that the internet can be a really great place for information sharing. And girl, I almost feel like by focusing more on fiber than protein, not like, I mean, I still eat protein, it's definitely still very important, but by doing that, I feel like my hunger levels have actually gone down a little bit. I don't know, maybe it's mental. I mean, let me be clear also, like if you check out any of my reels, I am an Ozempic, and so like that's definitely like a big factor in hunger. But I still eat 3 good meals a day. And I will be continuing to do so. Don't you worry. All it's really truly done for me is taken away the food noise. Anyway, I think I've kind of gotten a little sidetracked. But yeah, anyway. Through the idea of being kind to myself and eating the right things to like fuel myself, like every meal has become much less scary. You know, like I think I used to just be so scared of food. How sad is that? I was so scared of every meal because it felt like, you know, was this going to make me gain more weight? No, I should be eating less. I should definitely not be eating more. That would be terrible. And it, you know, there was so much fear around food. And that's real shit. That's real shit. To be scared of the thing that you need to live. One of the things. Please drink your water, gals. But since learning to love myself and knowing that I deserve to eat and I'm worthy of living a full life, it really changed my perspective. If you don't use these to clean your shower, what are you doing? I hope you can still hear me. 1 second. 1 second, baby girl. Rub-a-dub-dub. Anyway, I've been on like a massive journey. And I mean, it started, and it sounds so silly, but God, it's brought me so much joy. The first thing I did to start learning to like myself was romanticizing my life. Just practicing gratitude for the things that I have, accepting compliments for what they were when they came my way. Thinking about how I speak to myself. It all plays a big part You need to believe that you deserve the good things that come your way. Anyway, I still struggle. I'm not perfect. It's still a journey. But damn, do I feel the healthiest I ever have in my whole life. I've been, overweight since I was like a child. I think I remember the first time someone ever called me fat. I was in kindergarten. That's like age 5 for anyone not in Australia. And it was like one of my peers. And I mean, I think I've always been pretty lucky. I was never really, I was never bullied or anything, But still, it was a struggle. Never feeling like you really fit in. Never truly being accepted by some of your friends. I have some beautiful friends in my life. But yet, by romanticizing my life, it just gave me a new appreciation for it. Every walk that I get to do outside, every meal I'm capable of purchasing, creating, making, feeding myself. Life can be really beautiful when you pay attention. This is making noise. Let me repeat that. Life can be really beautiful when you pay attention. I don't know if you can see me through this right now, but God, it can be stunning. Trees. I have a dog. He's a Chihuahua. He's a menace. He's incredible. There's so much to be grateful for, and I deserve all of the beautiful things that come my way. The stunning friendships, the love, any job successes. And I deserve, let me say this again, I deserve to be fit and happy and healthy. And it helps. Every time I go to the gym, I'm adding to my life. For a really long time, it felt like going to the gym or whatever. It was it was taking away from my life. It was taking away from my freedom, which sounds strange, but it's it felt well, I've only got so much time in a day, in a weekend or whatever. And it's ugh, you have to do this thing again, where it's oh my God, I get to do this thing and my body is capable of really cool things that I've worked hard for, by the way. Just that sense of achievement is epic. It truly is epic. BRB, I need to give this a rinsey rinse. I need to move you because I'm done with the shower. That's a great feeling. Anyway, I feel like no one's actually going to watch this or listen to this, and like that's cool. You know, 0 views does not bother me as my first ever long form video, because I want to make this work, right? Hi, darling.
No. Are you okay in here? What's she doing?
As I was saying, welcome to your new home. Right there. As I was saying, I don't think I mind if no one watches this. This is just me practicing talking, and this doesn't have to be good. It's just getting on camera and uploading something. And if anyone takes anything good from this, that would be great. I'd love that. Because I have things to say that I think would be useful to some people, parts of my own journey that might be beneficial. What's that black gunk? Some makeup? That might be beneficial to others. One thing at a time. But yeah, I would love to start a YouTube channel. Crazy concept. Here I am. Yeah, I would love to start a YouTube channel. I definitely need to get better at it. But I would love to, you know, maybe aid myself financially by having another source of income. Girl, I don't know if you noticed, shit's expensive in life. And it's only getting more expensive. And like, as a woman, I would love to like build something of myself. You know, like I got goals. And this is going to take some practice. Anyway, I've got a few like financial goals. I think for my YouTube channel, what I would eventually want to work towards is having, you know, talking about all of my passions and sharing a lot of the knowledge that I've gathered about them. I am health and fitness for sure, especially as a woman that has never naturally been thin. And for every piece of fitness that I have, I worked really hard to get it. Being consistent at like the gym and stuff in a place where, you know, as a bigger person, you don't always feel welcome, but showing up anyway and building real strength and a butt. That's another goal. Like, she's getting there. She exists, you know? But yeah, health and fitness, mental health, finances. As a girl, like budgeting and like taking control of your life is just, it's so empowering. You know, like you can do things, but you have to face it head on and take responsibility for it. So I love finances. Yeah, I just want to be a bad bitch, if I'm honest. I want everything. I also love beauty and fashion and stuff. I am unfortunately a result of consumerism. I'm pretty good with it these days, like especially with like financial goals and stuff. I'm sorry if I keep looking at myself. It's like it feels like I'm talking to you when I look here, even though I know it's here. Sorry, just noticed that the top of my tiles right here are dusty, and so I need to wipe them immediately. But yeah, finances, being a bad bitch. If any of that interests you, please come back at some point. Once my videos are a bit better. They're of slightly higher quality. What if you don't need to see the bench, maybe if I do. Is that better? Because then you can see me. Hey. Anyway, I don't know. I think that's enough. That's enough for today. Anyway, it was nice talking to you. And catch you around.